People either want fun or they want to be happy. Mm-hmm. And we put happiness. Well, what does happiness look like? Is happiness when someone's tickling you and I'm laughing, I'm gleeful? Is that happiness? Is that how you want to feel every moment of your life? Just constantly in that feeling? I don't think it is. I think personally happiness is when you do something that's really fucking tough and you don't know if you're going to make it through, and then you do and you go, whew, wow. Welcome to the Action Playbook. I'm Jason Fox.
And I'm Coach Robin.
And we're helping leaders take action in life and business.
All right.
We're here to build people up, not bring them down. So let's start this on a positive note. We're here to play to win. Episode 15, the Action Playbook. Thanks for coming back. We're happy to have you here.
So for all the listeners and people watching this, this is something I actually asked if we could do a podcast on, because it's a bit of a rant that I'm on at the moment. So if I get a little heated on this one, just go with me. But yeah, so the context is play to win. I talk to a lot of business owners, Jason, that everybody starts out when that they're working for someone. They think that they can do it better, so they go off and they start their own business, right? And when they start the business, it's with this idea of making lots of money, working when you want to, and living the life.
Gotcha.
All in.
Sounds amazing. Let's do it.
Yep.
I'm on board.
And then something along the line changes, right? Because business is hard, especially when you're starting out, and especially if you don't have experience of building a business from scratch, right?
So what you're saying is they're driving down the road at 100 Ks, but they're in a 50 Ks area, but there's a speed bump, so they've got to slow down to 25.
And eventually they slow down, right? Whether it's the speed bump that slows them down or whether they brake, they put the brakes on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I see a lot of business owners when I the people that I tend to talk to are the ones who are not happy with that situation anymore and they want to make things better. But the situation that they find themselves in is that business is hard. Clients are not easy to deal with. Hard to find work and, new clients, new jobs, new work. And so the stuffing gets knocked out of them. Yep. That ambition, that drive, starting a new business, the excitement is now gone. And they go into survival mode, or what I call, they've just replaced one job with another. But the job that they've replaced it with is now, a whole lot more responsibilities that comes with doing it.
I know what you're saying. People either want fun or they want to be happy. Mm-hmm. And we put happiness. Well, what does happiness look like? Is happiness when someone's tickling you and I'm laughing, I'm gleeful? Is that happiness? Is that how you want to feel every moment of your life? Just constantly in that feeling? I don't think it is. I think personally happiness is when you do something that's really fucking tough and you don't know if you're going to make it through, and then you do and you go, whew, wow. Man, I grew through that process. Yeah. I'm so much better than I thought I can. And no doubt there's some kind of financial reward at the end of it too.
Yeah.
So rather than starting a business, go, oh, this is so fun. Everyone's like, oh, wow, you got your name on the door, and you hit a roadblock and slowing down. What you're saying is they need to actually push through, test themselves, go up against the wall, come through it, and then they'll see the reward.
Yeah. And I think also just a change of mindset, because I get the sense that a lot of business owners are actually just making up numbers. They've just thrown their hat in the ring because, why wouldn't I have my own business? So I'm just throwing my hat in the ring. I'm just making up the numbers. But there's nobody that's competing at the Olympics that is there to make up a number.
Yeah.
Except for the Jamaican bobsled team.
No, they won. Cool runnings, man. Runnings. They were fantastic. Yeah. So actually, talk about a speed bump. They didn't even have snow or ice. And they made it there. So what they do, they built a cart with wheels on it to train in. So they found ways to show up there, work hard, and get themselves there. Yeah. So they're actually the complete opposite. They're the people that you want to be championing.
Great example. Thank you, Jason. So, this idea of starting a business, and, I don't think anyone starts out to just have a business that is just over broke, just another job. People start out with lofty ideas, but then they enter into this, I believe, that they enter into this sort of zero-sum mentality, which is, for me to win, somebody else has to lose. There's a scarcity mentality around the business. Classic example, when business owners, all they can think about is paying the bills, paying the wages, paying the bills at the end of the month, and that's all that they're striving for. That's all they're going to get.
Break evens, yep.
It's just breaking evens.
And I get that. I'm there right now. Like I'm like, oh man, the money's going out, but it's not coming in. And this little startup phase again, where I've got to redeploy my clients and get things coming back in. So it's hard to look past that when you see it going out. Like, where's the next paycheck coming from? The next paycheck comes from picking up the phone, proving your value.
Yeah.
You're trading value for money, aren't you?
That's exactly right. And people will pay for what they value.
Yeah.
So, we need to get into this. First of all, we need to overcome this zero-sum attitude of, for me to win, someone has to lose. That scarcity thinking. We've got to get over that. We've got to be thinking abundantly. Like, there's enough for everyone. Let's go. What else can I do that I'm not doing now? How can I get more customers? They're out there. Maybe it does require expanding your geographic footprint, getting a bigger market, But what we can't do is just sit back and say, right, okay, well, this is my lot in life now, I just hope I get to pay the wages. Otherwise, I'm going to have to let some people go.
Yep.
Play to win.
Yeah, the phone might ring tomorrow. It'll be the big one. Will it though? Have you been spending money on advertising? Do people actually know you're out there? Do they? Are you doing a podcast every week, putting it out there so people are listening to you? Thanks for listening, by the way.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thanks so much. We're playing to win here.
Yeah, no. What are you doing to make some noise out there that maybe your competitors aren't? I'm not sure who our competitors are in this space, but if they've got a great podcast, I'd love to hear it. Put it down below. I'll listen to them.
Yeah, I mean, all the high performers throughout history, whether it's leaders, sports people, they don't achieve greatness unless they have that mentality of, I want to win. And unfortunately, I just don't see enough of that out in the business place at the moment. Get out there, play to win. It's there to be had. It's really up to you. It's up to each and every one of us that have our own businesses as to how abundantly we're going to be successful. But just please don't just sit back and wait for it to happen. You're quite right. Success doesn't land in your lap. And there are people out there that are waiting for that to happen. They're literally waiting around for something to change without changing anything.
Yeah.
And so, it's all about changing. What you're doing today isn't getting you the results, make a change. Because otherwise you're just going to get the same result every time. And make a change to win.
Yeah, look, I've had a couple of conversations with people over the last month or so that have been made redundant. So they're starting a business. And I don't know that starting a business just because you lost a job is the right idea. They're like, well, I've got nothing else to do. I might as well try this. Unfortunately, not every idea is a good idea. Their ideas may be a great idea, but just starting a business because you're like, well, I've got nothing else to do. Let's start a business. Needs a little bit more thought than that. Business is hard. We've said it before. You're all parts of your business when you start out. You're self-employed, your marketing, your accounting teams, your
admin,
sales, admin, debt collection. You got to open the doors, close it. You're the cleaner. You do everything. Versus I used to show up and then, you know, I had 20 jobs I had to do for the day and they were all of the same nature. It is hard. It is hard. And I have conversations with business owners all the time that would be better off in paid roles.
Yeah.
That's unfortunately the nature of it, because they're not showing up to win.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, I play a bit of golf like you do, and
hopefully better than I do.
And so, you know, we don't necessarily we play to win at our level, you know. And I think that's the kind of point that you're making there. It's like people are doing it for the sake of doing it. They're not doing it to raise their game or raise, you know, to win. They're actually just doing it because they're walking the course. They're course managing, playing 120 shots in the round. But no, you're right. You know, if you're going to get into this game, please understand it's not easy. There's going to be a lot of challenging times. So much easier working for someone and arriving, and your wages are paid into your account, and the invoices are sent out for you. You know, the work you're doing. The
finance company will give you lending just because you have a job.
Yep. Yeah. And a mortgage.
Yeah. Or they'll give you a mortgage because you have a job.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the big message that I want to put out there is, if you're going to play the game, if you are going to, whether it's because you've been made redundant or just, please play the game to win, and don't lose that. Don't lose that thought of, I'm going to succeed at this. I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be the biggest, whatever that is. But play to win.
Yeah, get comfortable with overcoming obstacles. If you're not overcoming obstacles, you're not winning. Everything that gets put in front of you, find ways to beat it and to conquer it. And no one got rich overnight. There's no such thing as an overnight success. Time in your business will win in the long run. People come and go. Everything's long term. If you're there in 10 years, you'll be winning. As long as you're growing. You're not repeating the same year on year. We've talked about it with school or working in the job for the same 10 years, where you can comfortably sit in the same role for 10 years. It's probably what I was doing when I was brokering finance. I wasn't necessarily growing. I was just having a really fun little lifestyle, subcontracted to someone and some freedom, but I wasn't necessarily growing because I wasn't employing people underneath me, admin teams. I wasn't growing as a business. I was just repeating the same year to a certain degree. Therefore, now I've stepped out into the big world of business, and we've got a team and all sorts of stuff. And hopefully you can follow that journey through this podcast as well, is how that actually works out for me. I'm not just going to sit here and tell you this stuff. Hopefully I live it.
Yeah, invest in yourself. You know, the person that you are today is not the person who you need to be to stay in that game and to keep that winning mentality. All those top athletes and sports people, you know, they keep working on improving themselves.
Yeah.
They don't get to a point and go, oh, well, you know, there's nothing more I can do. They're always looking at how they can shave off, you know, a tenth of a second. There was something in the Olympics, something like, I think it was 0.05 is a factor, right, between first place and fourth. Now, fourth is you go home with nothing, right? First, second, third get the medals, and it's
fraction of a second.
It's a fraction. It's always a fraction. You know, in cycling, for example, you know, you're a fraction behind the person that wins, but you get no medal because you came in fourth, and maybe you had that muffin at breakfast. If you hadn't had that muffin, you would have been 1/10 of a second faster, and you might have gotten a silver or, you know, maybe gold. That is the level at which people are looking at how they can constantly do things better. What can you learn? How can I apply? How can I do better? You're 100% right, and that's all. A lot of that comes down to how you invest in yourself. You know, if you're not good at something, learn it.
Sure.
Become an expert at it. Improve yourself in order to be better and in order to win.
Yep. You're not growing, you're dying. And going back, because you brought the athlete thing up, if you think back to basketball, right now, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, household names. If we go back to basketball 20 years ago, household name was Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Scottie Pippens, those guys. But if you actually watch some old footage, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James were playing with Michael Jordan in those era. But they were small fries, young kids starting out. No one had heard of them. And now they are the Michael Jordans of this era. So it's the long game. Don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Yeah. And don't lose the desire to win. It's going to push you through to achieving more. You're constantly striving for the wins.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just get out there, take the action that you need to, invest in yourself, and play to win. That's it.
That's a wrap.
Take some action.